But here's the thing. We've Americanized him. Haven't we? We've Americanized him. So we've Americanized Jesus. We've Americanized Christianity. We've Americanized the gospel. We've Americanized everything about it. And so it came as a revelation that, wait a minute, oh my God. When Jesus gave the Great Commission, he wasn't standing in Washington, D.C. because there wasn't one. And I'm like, maybe we got things twisted. Maybe our approach has been more religious than spiritual. Oh my God. Maybe our church services are more religious than spiritual. In fact, I know today that church is more like a center for entertainment. And I'm not slamming anybody, but I am slamming everybody. So I'm not thinking of anybody specific. I am saying this. When did it become okay to turn the church into an entertainment business? And what's this with smoke machines on platforms? I'm like, he's not an American Jew. What else did we screw up royally? Well, there was more. And he said to me, as I'm laying there with this gusher coming out of me, I don't know what you were doing. I don't know if you remember any of this. And he said, do you want to know primarily where my children are missing it? And I'm like, oh, this ought to be good. I mean, if that wasn't enough, because now I feel like I have a responsibility to test everything, don't trust anything, and ask, but why do we do it this way? But why is it this way? Why do we have to have, why? Why? And then he says this to me, well, here's where you're missing it primarily, and I've never heard this before. No one's ever talked this way before. In your intimacy with me. Intimacy. When I think of intimacy, of course, what do you think I think of? Physical intimacy with the opposite sex. I was like, that's kind of weird. Until you realize that God didn't create us to not have an intimate relationship with us. And so we're missing it in our intimacy because we're more we're more concerned with building big numbers and more buildings and more programs. And I'm not saying that bless you, I'm not saying that we shouldn't have more. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that, is it at the expense of my intimacy with God? Then something's wrong.